Hi everyone, Lucan from LGM Photography, and in this video I just really wanted to bring on the difference between the D3s and the D800 that just came out. When the D800 came out, I was really excited. I sold my D300s, which I used as a backup, to my D700 and pre-ordered it. And that was around a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago. For some reason, Nikon has spent a lot of time between the announcement and the shipping, which is a bit of a pain. And the problem with this is that people start thinking, should I really go for this camera? What is the alternative? And in my case, I got really excited. I pre-ordered the D800 at £2,400 through Wex, which is Warehouse Express, a shop in the UK. And now just waited. And 3 weeks back, I started to think, have I done the right thing here? I am mainly a wedding and portrait photographer. I do a few sport jobs, especially during the TT racing, which is in the Isle of Man, and the D300S was amazing for this. I kind of decided to get away from it and just really focus on the portraiture side and wedding. So really, I didn't really need it, and D800 would have been a great camera for portraits. However, looking into it and seeing that the D3s got discontinued, the D3 price dropped again, and I started to think, right, what could I actually get for the price of a D800? And I came up with two combinations that could have worked for me. The first one was getting a Nikon D3 and a 14-24, which is a lens I would like to have, but I don't have. So that would have been the first combination. The second one would be a D3s secondhand. Now D3s, everyone knows about the D3s. It's been the flagship for Nikon since 2009, since it replaced the D3. Obviously the D4 just came out now, but I was starting to think, is there anything that the D3s could not provide me? Is there anything that I would miss if I had the D3s over the D800? And I really started to think about the work I do and starting to think in detail what type of printing I do. And the biggest prints are normally 18 by 12. Really crop my photos. I try to get it right the first time, the composition right first time. I of course do it sometime, but it's really rare. Now when you have a 36 megapixel sensor, it's great for cropping. Is great for, let's say, maybe macro photography, because you can take a photo with a normal lens and really crop it and make it a macro lens. You don't need, without losing any resolution. So you can go from 36 megapixel sensor to, let's say, to, let's say, 16, but you'll get an amazing resolution over a macro picture. But do I do any macro photography? Well, no, I don't really. Landscape, I do it sometimes. It's really more of a hobby for me than something I get paid for. So what I've done is, a couple of weeks ago, I started to look online. What can I get? Can I get a D3s? I saw about getting the D3 and the 14-24, but D3, it's a bit aged. I've got a D700. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like getting a big D700 for probably more expensive than the D700 is. So no, let's put this on the side and have a look at the D3s. And to my surprise, it was extremely hard to find any second hand. Very difficult to find. Even with the release of the D4, I was really expecting people to start selling all of their D3s to buy the D4. But no, they seem to be very difficult to find. So I've been looking, and yesterday I found an amazing deal, about £1,000 cheaper that you will get brand new, just because you had 52 actuation. Now, any camera of this level with less than 5,000 actuation for me is a brand new camera. And I think it took me probably 30 seconds to make my mind, and I've purchased it instead of the D800. So I've cancelled my D800 pre-order and got the D3s. Now the reason for that is, if you are a wedding photographer and a portrait photographer, low light, it's something that's very important. Low light photography, when you're in a church, when you're in a place which is quite dark, you spend quite a lot of time in weddings. You don't spend all your time outside, rarely actually. you only spend, you know, maybe 1 to 2 to 3 hours outside, and the rest is really indoors. So low light photography is extremely important. Also for your creativity, you know, if you want to play with the lighting and you don't really want to bring your flash in, that could be good. Now, having a 36 megapixel sensor, well, it's great. First, it's going to take a lot of space. You're going to need much more cards than you needed before. Am I ever going to print bigger than what I'm already printing at the moment, 18x12? Possibly. But if I do, well, I do it. But it's going to be so rare that I just don't see it. So, yes, here we go. So, D800, 36 megapixel, new generation camera against D3s, which is the camera that everyone dreamed of before the D4 and D800 came out. If you're a professional, obviously. Well, I hope I've made the right choice. Let me know your thought. Let me know if you've pre-ordered your D800. Have you thought about this? We're probably about 2 weeks from the shipping date of the D800. And I've heard a lot of people starting changing their mind, thinking about, you know, should we get a D3s instead because the price are now dropping. You can probably pick it up brand new for 3,500. Second hand, as I say, I just got an amazing deal. I don't expect you to get the same. I got it for about 2,600, and that was with 52 actuations, so that was just an amazing deal. I don't think you'll be able to get another one like this. Maybe in a few months' time when the price drops, but if you've pre-ordered your D800, are you thinking about this? If you are, let me know. And if you think I made a wrong decision, let me know. But I think I made the right choice for now. Nobody's tested the D800 properly. I heard the tilt and shift lens don't work, which is a bit of an issue for me because it's really something I like to get into. So yeah, let me know what you think, and as I will do an unboxing of the camera on Tuesday. It's today Sunday, so in a couple of days time. You probably have seen a few, but I'll do it, and I'll do my first impression and compare it with the D700 on size, buttons, and just a brief review like I normally do, and then I'll do a very full on-depth review in the next few months. Yeah, subscribe so you can follow up on my videos. If you have any question, let me know. If you'd like to do any other videos, let me know. And that's pretty much it. Cheers. Bye.